Top of excuse me. Top of the morning, brothers. Salute to y'all, man. How y'all doing out there? Pray you're blessed and pray you're well. I have a sensitive subject, right, that I posted down in the description, and I just want to touch on it a little bit. Something I thought was going to happen a while ago. It seemed to come to fruition, right? Men have gotten to the point where we have really started viewing the hyena culture as an equal combatant. Now, not saying all men, but definitely some men. And, you know, Keisha and them slow. They ain't quite caught up. And it's cool, but they gonna learn today. See, without playing it, because YouTube is funny, so I'll leave that down there for y'all to observe on your own, right? Without playing it, Keisha and them, Risha and them, Quan, Trisha and them, then gone out here as fully functional adults, or what one would soon to be a fully functional adult, and got them, you know, a pistola, and have not been adequately trained on when they should deploy said pistola. You know what I mean? So here's a quick breakdown. A young man, 32, young than me, goes to his baby mother's house to do a exchange of the child. And for all those brothers out there that have children with Keisha, you know how tense that can be, right? Had to go through some difficulties myself. Well, him and his new wife, see that right there, that's the problem. You got a baby mother and a whole new wife, and it ain't her, champ. His baby mother made it difficult for him to do the exchange by starting a bunch of drama, screaming, yelling, making a whole scene, right? Her, let's say her her new bestest partner, you know, stud partner, decided, s- allegedly, let me clear that up. Allegedly, stud partner decided that, she was tired of this shit here, and she had to go ahead and do something about old buddy. Well, old girl goes in the house after words of exchange, goes into her bag and pulls out the strap, the ratchet, the hammer, and points it at my man with intent, right? One problem. Old buddy had his new wife and his child in that vehicle, and he was prepared to defend himself with force, right? So, old girl, steps to pulls her her peace be still on him, right? And his immediate reaction. See, this is the part that they don't tell you. That they ain't prepared for. His immediate reaction was that of force. Yeah. She pulled that thing and he pulled his, and he was a whole lot quicker. I count 2 shots. Pop, pop. Set her smooth down, bro. See, you got all these bitches out here that went out there and got their license to carry and license to hold that peace be still, but have no clue what that license really means. See, old head back in the day, some years ago, told me that if you have to pull that that tool out and use it, it should be a shock to you and a shock to the person or individual that you pulled that tool on, because you weren't coming out with intentions on having to use it. You just have it on you. Well, this um, smooth brain broad decided it would be a good idea because her new bitch is arguing with her baby daddy to go and get the hammer yammer. Pray to God it don't jam her and pull it out on him, right? That man was left with one or two choices. Either I end this threat, because with bitches, if they can get away with it once, they'll do it again. They'll do it again. Yeah. And pulled that tool out on him with his new wife and his child in the vehicle behind him. And Slim eliminated the threat. See, when you analyze the video, you can see the moment where old girl realized she fucked up, right? Because it wasn't make believe no more. It wasn't play no more. It was when them two rounds took her down and shit the ground, bro. Yeah. And she smooth sat on the ground. You know why? Because them things hurt. They hot. They burning. And it it cooked her. Yeah, it cooked her. After firing wildly into the air, from what I could see, after firing wildly and blindly into the air, just making noise like bitches do, she discards the weapon. And Smooth tried to leave it all there. Let's end it. Let's end it. Well, from old buddy's perspective, from what I could see, he was ducked behind a vehicle and couldn't quite tell that this bitch had just tossed the weapon on the ground. Fight's over. He came back up, and two more, and she slumped. Hyenas don't learn, dog. They don't learn. They don't learn. They don't learn, bro. If they can't eat it, they can fuck it. Or if they can't motherfucking kill it, bully it up, or devour it, they don't understand. You pull a pistol on a goddamn grown ass man with a wife and a child to protect, like it's a game, making a bunch of noise, hooting and hollering and yelling, and then you get downed. You get down. And the family wants you to feel sympathy. Dude, I put I put the video into AI and it scraped in there. It pulled all the records, right? All the records. It's happening in California. Very liberal state. You know, I know how Cali be. But the gall of this bitch to pull that thing out and then not expect to have to really truly engage in mortal fucking combat, bro. That man had no other choice but in this threat before it harms my wife and my child. See, how the fuck did this story escape the main web? You know what I'm saying? Oh, if you let AI tell it, well, it just says woman was um pew pewed by a man, not explaining that she pulled that thing on him first and he defended himself, right? I don't know if y'all remember the story when I told you I was at the gas station. I was joking around with the wife or whatever, and the bitch got the reaching in her car. Bitch beside me at the pump. See, they didn't gave these hoes weapons, and they know goddamn well they ain't got enough fucking sense to really know how to use them. You know what they do? They see a nigga, it's a threat, and then they get fucked up. Yeah, yeah. It is what it is. Cautionary tale. Keisha, Keisha. I know you're listening because I get a chance to see, like, from the analytics, so many male, so many female, age ranges, all that. Keisha, don't be pulling guns on people. Shouldn't have said that. Fuck it. Don't be pulling tools on people unless you expect to have the same amount of force or greater apply right back to you. Well, at the end of the day, oh buddy, is facing charges, and here's the reason why. Oh girl discarded the weapon before she went to the upper room or lower room or whatever room her ass is in right now. And problem is, bro couldn't see it. I don't know how many of y'all have seen, you know, street fights with those things, but typically people are ducked behind stuff. And after she stopped firing, I guess he maybe thought it was opening, and he came up from behind the vehicle and hit her with that golden eye. You know what I mean? Slumped her later, right? Later, smoothed down. That's what he's being put on trial for. Is it harsh? Yes. Was it necessary? Possibly. But I would ask you brothers to consider, what would you do in that situation? You ain't sitting there tussling with a rational mother, well, what should be a rational fucking male. You're going straight into it with a bitch. Your ex bitch's new bitch. A step stud that has the gall, the cojones to pull the ratchet out on you, point it directly at you. What would you do? And you got your wife and child in the car or the vehicle behind you. What would your reaction be, bro? They feel emboldened enough, feel emboldened enough to just start pulling them things out and point them at you with reckless abandonment. Like, nigga, you supposed to accept this. Hard lesson learned by that young lady. Cause she didn't survive her injuries. No, she didn't. I'll tell you that part right now. No, she didn't. She ain't make it. She ain't make it. So now, some child, or better yet, his child, has to miss their father because the stepster thought it was a good idea to get the pulling a pistol and pointing it at him. Men ain't really fucking with y'all like that no more, Keisha. Whatever force you try to apply to me, I don't really have a problem applying that and greater to you. I share his sentiments. Life is too hard and too short to be getting drawn down on by the regular degular random bitch. Just cause you eating her box now, you can take my life. Get the fuck out of here. Get the whole entire fuck out of here. Get get the double fuck out of here, bitch. You got life fucked up and had it fucked up for a long time. But you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn. With that being said, one story, I'm sure there will be more to come. But stop for a second. Try not to judge too harshly. You know what I mean? And put yourself in that position, that kind of mental space. You came to pick up your baby. Now you gotta blame a bitch. Word? What what kind of person would subject themselves to that each and every time? I gotta be worried when I go pick up my baby. This bitch wanna pull a pistol. Well, eventually she'll get the heart to use it. So neutralize the threat. I get it. I get it. I get it. The problem is, I shouldn't have to get it. I shouldn't have to understand that mindset. You know what I'm saying? That's what's fucked up. But I'll leave that part there. Salute, broken. I'll see you, brother. Not nothing long. I'll be digging up some more of these as long as you two don't shut the shit down. But just real life examples. But that brother is facing uh deletion one charges. You know why? Because before she went to meet her maker, she discarded her weapon, but couldn't see it. He couldn't see it. Now, if he would have been an officer of the law and made the same move, no problems at all. Exonerated, clean slate, gone. You dig? But because at the last minute the bitch tossed the weapon, it wasn't in her hand no more. You know, no, another thing I found funny about the video, well, not funny, but interesting, is she was shocked calling back at the girl, well, at the baby mother, because that's her girlfriend. Like, yeah, I'm hit. I'm hit. She couldn't believe she was hit. And she said it. He wounded me. Well, bitch, he went out there with a, a pistol. Uh, what you think was gonna happen, bitch? This is LA, ho. What? What? How fucking retarded are you? You went out there, was already out there, then go in the house and grab the stress app, and then come back out with it, brandishing it and pointing it like it's like it's an extension. It's your dick, and you pointed in his face, and he fucked you all up. There you go, broken. That that part right there. So we can pull weapons of war on black men, so-called black men, and there shouldn't be no repercussions. She was shocked that when she got struck, when she realized she was struck, she damn near blew baby mama's head off, firing wildly too. Yeah. If you look at the white truck baby mama was standing next to, well, that motherfucker got struck. You give them weapons and no training, knowing they have very little self-control, very little impulse control, and unleash them into the community. Well, Mr. Leibowitz, Mr. McKee, I see what you did. It is what it is. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if, these things happen. But I at least wanted to give a brother a voice because I didn't see shit about this story until good old World Star brought it to my attention. Huh. And here's the best part. This happened in February. Oh yeah, we halfway through the year, bro. Yeah. Yeah. I ain't heard nothing about that. But there's other things going on. It is what it is. One Keisha had to learn the hard way. To the upper room, lower room, or wherever the fuck Keisha's go. Here's the here's the worst part. Initially, she survived her injuries, and then she succumbed to them. So she had to stop and sit there, wounded. She got hit about 4 times. Just sit there and think, how this happened? Why this happened? And play all that back in her head. And then finally, gone, flatlined. All she had to do was not be violent. That's it. All she had to do was make an adult choice and decision. Couldn't do it. All she had to do was not think that pulling a ratchet, strap, a hammer on a melanated man ain't a good idea. And she still be here. But see, she did it because a certain part of her was jealous. She the step stud. She eating that box and rubber strapping that box down now. So she had to prove she's more of a man than him. And in the end, it cost her future, her life, all that, bro. Now, I can't say the brother was wrong because if you draw down on me and you don't mean it, well, my thought is, the removal of you from this point on, though. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Would I have handled it that way? I can't say. I've never been in that position. Having to defend my my new wife and my child that's behind me in this vehicle as you point this weapon in that direction. Because I'm in that direction. I can't say. It's a good possibility that, you know, things may work out similarly. But you know me, I'm petty. I ain't for the neck up and the belly button down. It is what it is. And I'm a damn good shot. I'm a damn good shot. I'll leave that part there. Y'all brothers be easy. Another cautionary tale, man. The state is still not completely on men's side. They ain't fucking with Keisha, but they still fucking with Keisha. Somewhat. Enjoy your day, man. But be mindful. Be cautious. Because now that Keisha only got Croatia and shit, and they dike it out all hard, and that's all they got them. That's all they can deal with. These bitches spreading BV back and forth to each other and shit. These hoes are losing their fucking mind. And men ain't dealing with it. Nope. I can say with 100% sureness, men in general ain't dealing with it. Nah. They putting these, you know, these savages down. You can't bargain with them. You can't reason with them. You can't teach them. Down you go. Down you go. Is what the fuck it is. Peace, y'all. I'm out.